Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone to rule well. And Shalom to the brothers doing the work of Syrian truth. Um, it's the brother Emma One from the Jimmy's London camp. Uh, yeah. Basically, like the UK is a peak situation right now. Because it's really something. Anyone who saw this whole Brexit well, anyone with their head screwed on saw that like the whole Brexit situation of just the UK cutting off the EU after being on the EU tip for like what is it, 90s, early 90s I believe is when it went from EEC to EU, um or mid 90s actually, I can't remember, I think like 96, 97, somewhere in that kind of range, maybe a bit 98. um so like uh basically cutting all that off is is gonna have that negative impact, and then you see you can see that impact right there, man, in the image where it says what the the empty shelves. Because why this is it's getting peak, because it's not just Brexit, it's having a whole pandemic situation, and it's having like the most recent one, which is the energy crisis. They mention where it's like fuel supplies are looking hella peak. It's looking mad peak, man. It's getting mad real. It's the mad real world starting to hit, and it's going. And this is the thing. It's still like the tail end, right at the tail end of summer. It's going into winters when it's gonna get immense, and because in winter, people are gonna need those fucking heaters turned on. They're gonna need the electricity. They're gonna need the hot water. So if you ain't got that, you're gonna have people fucking dropping dead because they're gonna freeze their fucking nuts off at home. So it's gonna get very, very peak. So on The Guardian, it says perfect storm, how the energy crisis, pandemic and Brexit affect UK households. With inflation set to rise alongside the cost of shopping and transport, the economic fallout will squeeze Britain's budgets. The Bank of England warned this week that surging energy bills will lead to inflation topping 4% this winter, piling pressure on already tight household budgets. The economic fallout from the pandemic and Brexit is pushing the cost of essentials such as food and clothing, as well as travel, even doing up your home. We look at how this perfect storm is affecting you. Yeah, this is what supermarket shopping. Um, Widespread commodity price rises from wheat to sugar, and that's the thing. I remember I did videos on the price of these things going up, and it was like that was on the like producer side and the supplier side, where it was going up for them. Fuel prices and whatnot were going up. Various things are going up, and it was like it hadn't yet at that point been passed on to the customers, and now it's being passed on, and an ice cold winter's coming. You as the Starks say, winter is coming. um, from wheat to sugar, coffee and palm oil are set to combine with shortages of lorry drivers and food processing workers, as well as cost rises in supplies, including packaging, to drive up prices in supermarkets this autumn and winter. Man said that's immense. Man said the drivers and food processing workers. That's been known from summer, because even from summertime they said like the strawberries was a big one. A lot of like the harvesting that needed to be done, there wasn't stuff because people were getting booted out because of Brexit. It's immense. It's getting mad peak, and that's the thing is as because you had the delayed effects, like you had January come, and then it was like, okay, yeah, Brexit's gone through, but you didn't have the full impacts of everything coming through at once. They delayed it. A lot of things got delayed until 6 months in. Certain things got pushed back a little further, and that's why it's like now it just feels like, oh, just all of a sudden everything seemed fine, and now it's just because people ain't watching the news, man. They're watching RuPaul Drag Race. They're watching what the fuck is that thingy called, man? Love Island. They're watching I don't even know what's on TV, man. What's the TV? Oh no, they're watching Netflix, man. What's some shit on Netflix? I don't even know. I don't really fuck with Netflix like that. But they're watching, they're consuming entertainment because they're looking to escape from any of the realities of what do you call it? The switch up from the whole Brexit pandemic. Everything such and all the basic chaos that's been swirling in the world. They're looking to have absolutely nothing to do with it. They're thinking, okay, look, I can go on holiday. I've got my shots. I'm looking to go to catch a beach before it's too late. But then I'm going to come back from the beach, and then the ticket price is going to go up because the fuel prices have gone up for the planes. Then they're going to come back and they're going to be like, damn, yo, what's going on? Like the food price is going up. This is wild. And then what? Says is what? Suggestions are that food prices could rise by at least 5%. Meat processors were already warning in the summer that difficulties in hiring workers would force up costs. That's the thing. It's like all these things, especially on the food side, these things were known, man. Man was saying from day, like, yeah, it's peak. It ain't really good. It ain't gonna run like how it's been running, because it's legit been a change up. Then they said what those problems have also been added by a dramatic rise in the cost of CO2 gas, which is used in the slaughter of pigs and poultry, as well as in packaging meat and dairy. God damn. I remember watching a fucking goddamn video of them pigs being suffocated, man. That shit sounded otherworldly, man. The way them pigs were screaming and the way bruv. Like, what the... Esau's insane, man. Man is out here suffocating swin. Less swin. Because man wants them bacon cuts, man. But look, problems are not just local. Rising post-lockdown demand amid the supply chain crisis and difficult weather conditions are pushing up food prices around the world. Coffee is at a 7-year global high, which experts say will hit consumers in the pocket. Pasta is also set to rise as a shortage of durum wheat caused by drought and soaring temperatures on farms in Canada. Bruh, it's like these things have done been known. The drought's been hitting hella places, all kinds of things being supplied. I think there was some fuckery going on with the soybeans in America as well. I think it's California. I think it was the wildfires or some shit fucked up like a lot of the soybeans. I can't remember. There's so many different things happen over the summer. It's actually nuts. But that's the thing. It's like these things. It's not like it's people looking at it like all of a sudden. Just how could it be? But you keep up with the news. You see these things coming easy. But that shows it's dank, dark times, man. People ain't ready. One analyst predicted a 500-gram packet of spaghetti could increase in price by 60p or 50% to £1.80. Hell. I remember the prices went up when everyone's and the thing is this ain't even factored in the panic buying. Because when panic buying comes in, then it starts to get peak. And that's what's going to happen. When supply starts actually getting immense like that, it's going to be peak. Clive Back, an analyst at Shore Capital. An analyst at Shore Capital said there was not necessarily a straight line from commodities to price increases on supermarket shelves, as competitive pressures and levels of demand will also play a role in suppressing inflation. Yeah. That's and that's the thing as well, because they're saying as well, a lot of the places they're looking to hire people, no one's applying, so they're having to offer more and more money or more benefits or whatever if it's in the States. So then that means that the prices are then going to go up based off those things. And it's like, it's not going to be just immediate. It's going to kind of be like, it might be like, they go a month. Be like, yo, this is fucked. We need people. Fuck it, we'll offer like an extra $2 on the hour. Or we'll offer an extra whatever pounds or euros or whatever the fuck it is. To get people in. And then you're going to start seeing prices jump up. Because I know more or less everywhere I've seen over just from 2020. No, 2021. Just over the course of like from January 2021 to now, More or less everywhere I've gone to, prices have gone up. Legit, yeah. On pretty much everything. I ain't really checked out clothing, but I know like supermarket prices and whatnot, prices have gone up like consistently and stayed up. Um, while wheat is up, for example, packaged breads are unlikely to rise as demand is falling and suppliers are competing heavily for business. So that's got clothing. I can skip that one. Going out is a funny one. So it says what staff shortages and increases in the cost of food and drink are likely to lead to bigger tabs in pubs and restaurants in the run up to Christmas. And these already went up. Like more or less every one of these like eat out places, they put their prices up because they had to make back all that money from that they missed out from like when shit was locked down and when they can only do like certain stay open for certain in certain capacities. They were, they weren't making as much money. They've for a while haven't been able to make as much money as they would like to. So they're basically looking to make that back. And yeah, like I said, staff shortages. If they have to start paying man more money, it's peak. Prices go up. 3/4 of hospitality businesses said they were likely to be raising prices for their clients, according to a recent survey by industry analysts, CGA and Service Business. Fourth, that is not surprising when the price of sparkling wine was up 6% in supermarkets this month, according to the latest data from analysts at Kantar, with crisps up more than 5%, fruit juices rising by 4%. Increases in cost of cleaning products and other suppliers also adding to upward pressure on wages. For service staff amid heavy competition for workers. Highly skilled posts such as chefs are in high demand. Yeah, there's one guy. I know, he works as like a pizza chef. He was like, I think from like late summer when it reopened, like July when shit reopened. He was saying like he was getting offered, like he was looking to leave from his place to go to another place because they offered more money. But then what he didn't even like they didn't even let him leave. They just gave him more money because like for his particular role, there's such a shortage right now that if they let him go, it's like there's no one they can find to fill it. They just have to stop doing pizza. So they're just like, yo, fuck it, give him the money to keep him here. And that's how peak it is. It's like people with particular skills, they're making a killing right now. It's like if you try to book any form of like a plumber, electrician, all these kinds of things. These guys are booked around the clock. These guys are booked for like the next 3-6 months. The guys are making a killing because why? It's like all of it, like there's less people. Everyone's all of a sudden jumping on these things, man. And like it says, as many EU workers who have traditionally underpinned the industry have gone home after Brexit. Bare people fucked off. Bare people are now in Spain, Italy, France, Germany, Canada, America. They've shipped out, man. So this is what now even coffee shops, which have tended to pay minimum wage, have been forced to put up wages. Both Pret and Costa recently announced they were increasing pay by about 5%. Yeah, them man would have been fighting against that. I think Pret might have offered slightly above. Or maybe it's because I was looking at a different position. But I know Costa was on that minimum wage. So it's like, that's the thing, is that 5% ain't really much. Because of how, like, if you count it, previously it might have been something, but it's like as the current climate, the way prices are going up and how they have gone up over, because essentially all that free money pumping into the market over the course, all that furlough money is just inflated everything. Transport. Many households will save money on transport during lockdowns, but as restrictions have eased, the costs have soared back. Petrol prices are an 8-year high, while rail commuters in England and Wales are having to get used to paying more after fares rose 2.6% in spring. Yeah, I remember the fucking prices went up. I think even at London Underground, the prices just went up. I don't even think it was, because normally they put up like every January. I don't even think they put up this January. I think they pushed it a bit further back to when everything was starting to open up. Because I just all of a sudden I was like, hold on, why am I paying more? But that's how it's going. That money just leaking out, man. It's peak, man. People are really not ready. It's really gonna be taken like a shock. The fuel shortage has heaped more pain on drivers who are having to dig deeper when they fill up. Petrol's climbed to 135.9 pence a litre, a level not seen since 2013, according to the AA. That is 15% pence more than before the pandemic, and based on a driver filling up their tank twice, added an extra £16.50 a month on fuel. Peak. And it's going to go up further as UK families have come under huge pressure from rising prices. One of the biggest hikes is the cost of petrol, said the AA's Luke Bostet. Families might be able to switch to an alternative for their shopping, but they can't do that with fuel. Yeah. Everywhere you go, the price is going to be. Them men are price fixing for generations, man. More than 1.5 million households have been affected by the energy crisis, which has claimed 7 small energy suppliers. Their customers were typically paying £800, £900 a year, but now face paying more than £400 extra. So that is because the switch to a new supplier will have them moved on to a price cap figure set by Ofgem, which from the start of next month is equivalent to £1,277 for an average household. Yeah, so it's probably them ones that were offering like deal prices, because that's a lot of the smaller ones. They would have like smaller like operations costs, and then throw that in as a saving to kind of poach people away. So that, hey, we can make you only have to pay blah 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 amount, and that's how you get people. And it's gonna get peak, because like I said, it's going into winter, and men are gonna be either you're gonna have to get the blankets out and sit there with your fingers getting cold. When you go for the remote, when you breathe, you can see your breath in the house. And if you got small children, that's just not even really an option as well, because you'll wake up and little Timmy will be dead. So that's that cost is going to be peak. But higher energy costs are not the only problem, with households having to find the cash to cover higher council tax, water, and even broadband and mobile phone bills. The council tax bill for the average house increased by 4% to £188,881 this year, while water bills went up 3% to £408 according to Parasite Money. So prices are going up. It's getting peak. All that ease has gone out the window. That's that's the thing. It's not even in one area. It's in multiple areas. And it's not even one cause. It's multiple causes, man. It's like the curses that came on Egypt. Curses on Egypt. It wasn't just one curse that came and slammed them. It was one, then another on top, then another on top, then in the midst of that another, and then another. It's combined disasters, man. And that's that Illuminati card game. They have one of the cards is called Combined Disasters. And that's what's catching them. Getting hit by one thing, getting hit by another. And that's the thing, it's peak. Because you get in a situation where you get sick, you break your leg, your company shuts down, you get fired, or you start making less money. On top of that, it's getting peak. It's getting immense. And then it's like, okay, how are you surviving? Ain't no love, man. 1 Thessalonians 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. Yeah. That for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. It's hitting these men like a thief, man. Because that's the thing, is with this, I was talking to a girl at work today, she was saying, like, oh, it's like nothing ever happened. I was like, yeah, that's kind of just looking because okay, everyone's out, they're just out in crowds. People ain't wearing masks. You can go out, you can have a drink, you can do whatever. That's how it seems. Seems like there's been no lasting effects. But in the legislative system, laws have been passed, precedents have been set that now have to get eaten, like that will have long term implications, just like with 9/11. And as well, it's like you're having a monetary impact and it impacts upon, you know, uh, all forms of society. And that's why it's like people are going to be taken like a thief because they ain't paying attention. They ain't had their eyes open to what's going on before their very eyes. Everyone's kind of just in the mindset looking like, oh yeah, everything's back. Yeah, it's cool now. I'm looking to go on holiday. Man looking to catch some rays. Man looking to go on holiday. Man looking to have a good time. That's really what's going down. But what's really going down is this place is coming to its demise. It's that decline, man, and it's been that decline of really the main spots. America, man, EU and NATO, that power system of Esau has been on the decline, man. The power's been reclining, and as you can see, it's been fading, man. It's been fractured. You go into what Daniel 2 says, what you got the statue of the 10 toes, man, iron and miry clay, partly strong, partly broken, man. Now in England, you're seeing that partly broken side. With your other economies where they're holding on more, they're basically going to be able to weather further into the storm. But then you got what? Other parts that are broken, that aren't able to maintain, man. They're going to, crack and crumble first. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all children of the light and children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others. Let us watch and be sober. Yeah, watch and be sober. Because that said, watch as well as pray. Because that's really what we're doing. Like, that's reading that news. That's of watching. Because you can see, like, hey, it's getting peak. It's getting messy. People are thinking like everything's cool. But really, it's just intensifying. It's gonna get worse. And people really ain't ready, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabashim Yashaba, Shalom.